Hey, what's up everyone? Brody here, and today I'm going to show you guys how I produced the song I Was on a Back Road by Myself by WICCA Springs Eternal, produced by me and Rem Ghost. So it started off with a loop that Rem sent me. A very cool loop. Let me slow that out and show you guys. Nice acoustic melody. Nice and darker sounding, little sinister. Now this loop came to me when I was in a bit more of an experimental phase with my beats and with what we wanted for the WICCA album. I was trying to think of ways to do something a little more unexpected with the end product of it. So when I heard this loop, which incredible loop, one of my favorite songs that I have produced with Rem Ghost, but the loop itself reminded me, the first thing that came to mind was like a Drippin' So Pretty or Juice WRLD style like rap beat. And I thought, what if we just go like entirely 180 approach to this and make it the most hectic breakbeat song of all time? I was having a lot of fun with chopping breakbeats up and kind of decided to mash a bunch of styles together. So with that being said, let's dive into it. We start off with the loop, the different layers of it. The loop was great as is. I didn't do any editing to it. I just did a little bit of mix processing, so multi-band, EQ to keep the low end solid, a little bit of compression. But I left it really as it was. I added some. What I like to do a lot of the times is, so this section here was sampled from this, where's it at? This lead. I just really stretched it out, made it a lot longer, and then added some widening reverb to it and a little bit of the plugin glitch just to give it some more texture. Make it a cool ambience, make it sound like the beat's like breaking a little bit. Changes pitch here, goes up a little more. Then the other two layers of the melodic section of the beat are, again, messing with that same lead. Another instance of glitch. I had just recently got glitch, so I was having a lot of fun with all of the chaos that comes with it. So by itself. Then we have, lastly, I reversed the melody and then pitched it down an octave. Again, just to make everything sound bizarre, I wanted to accentuate all the weirdness of that. Okay, so coming from that point, that is all of the melodic section. And then we'll get to the drums. So honestly, it's pretty simple. I took a breakbeat, I wish that I would have kept a little bit more of the chopping on this. Oh, here we are. Yeah, so what I did was it started off with just like a regular couple bar, like 4-bar loop here of a breakbeat. Let's see here. I'll solo this out and show you. And that's the sample that I started with. And I just chopped up a bunch of little parts of it to make this pattern. Pretty simple. I didn't want to do too much to it. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I wanted the drums, even though they get really chaotic, I wanted the bass rhythm of it to be simple enough that you could sing over it. At the very end, I have a little EQ automation for a sweep. And then what I did was I exported that out to one audio file, committed it to it, and then just started adding different effects and processing per section of the song. So I'll go to the simplest one first. At the beginning of the hook, it is just totally as it was. Then second half through the hook, I added glitch to it. Now I'm kind of just like very vaguely saying that I put this plugin on, but this one was super methodical, so I guess I'll explain a bit about what was happening. So glitch is similar to Effectrix, and it's an effect plugin that is sequenced. So these blocks here will show the point in the rhythm in which the effect turns on. And now what I purposely did to make it a little less repetitive and more random, quote unquote, was I kind of made it like polyrhythmic in the way that the effects trigger. So the song's in 4/4 obviously, but I made the effects trigger on 5 in a 5/4 rhythm, so in groups of 5. That way, every time the beat repeats, the effect doesn't happen at the same point. The effect happens later. And that just kind of adds a lot more randomness and a lot of like variation within the sample. And I specifically added parts on like, so sometimes I will do this more subtly and just make like a hi-hat flourish or something, but I wanted the drums to really sound like they were breaking at this part. So I would intentionally put some of the more like re-triggering and more extreme effects on like a kick or a snare just to make it as extreme as possible. So yeah, it really starts to break it down. And I think that's a great description of how I do my break beats too. It's just kind of resampling and adding more each time. So we started off with something simple, arranged it into a cool pattern, added a little bit of EQ sweep to it, committed that to a new audio file, and then just keep adding more and more to it. And then let's see here, the third instance. So these are 3 are my breakbeat. This last one is the same glitch pattern. I just have kind of done a little bit of a telephone effect to the drums, made it quieter for this section, kind of add anticipation. Then at the very end of the song, I add halftime to it. Let's see here. So yeah, I really love how the breakbeat turned out on this one. I think I in my next drum kit, I'm not sure when exactly I'll release that, but I want to add some of my favorite drum samples to it and like breakbeat libraries in a way. That way you guys can have some starting points. But anyways, yeah, that's the breakbeat. And then what I did to kind of add, like accentuate to it, because that is the core of the drums. But what I did was I added my kick drum, the go-to kick from my sample pack. I like using this one with breakbeats because I actually made this sample by taking a kick drum from a vinyl like drum record and really processing it, adding some more bass, a bit of saturation, but it still has the core of a natural kick drum to it. So it works with the breakbeats pretty well. And I kept the kick drum pattern simple and aligned entirely with the breakbeat. I'm not trying to do anything new rhythmically. I'm just trying to add to what's already there. Got a crash. We have this cymbal loop from my drum kit. I've talked about it a bunch before. I love adding it at high energy parts of songs, and I especially love layering it on a breakbeat with, so it's just a normal eighth note acoustic drum cymbal sample that I made, and then I add shaper box to it and I choose a rhythm that aligns with the rhythm of the drums, and then we have I also bit crushed it a little bit, make it a bit darker, but it adds some energy, it adds some high end to it, it adds some stereo. It kind of makes everything bigger in general. And yeah, aside from that, we have our 808, which is the Target 808 from my drum kit. I love this one for drum and bass stuff because it's super subby, super wide, a little bit just, I don't know, it's got a really cool flair to it. Added some decapitator to it. Very subtle, but just adds a little more grit to it. Makes it more audible on phone speakers too. And yeah, that is about it. This beat, as chaotic as the specific layers are to it, there's not too many layers. It's pretty straightforward. So it just goes through that a few times, and that's essentially the song. I'll play through a little bit of it just to remind you guys of it. Yeah, I think this might be my favorite beat that I've produced on this album. So yeah, that's essentially it. Shout out WICCA Springs Eternal, shout out Rem Ghost, shout out Garden Avenue. So happy to finally share all of these songs with you guys. Some plugs towards the end. In the description, I have links to my Discord, I have links to my Patreon. If you want to check those out, get some more community engagement, have everyone talking together, you can ask me questions, just do more producer talk and everything. I have my socials linked there as well. If you made it this far in the video, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Peace out.